Hi everybody, it's Casey Williams. It seems like about every 20 years, BMW has to do something radical with the 7 Series. If you think about 20 years ago in the early 2000s, that's when they introduced the iDrive infotainment controller, all the infotainment screens, and the high-waisted Bangle butt, named for previous chief designer Chris Bangle. But over time, it seems like a lot of their competitors start following their lead. You see Mercedes put in the joy wheels, you see their trunks kind of take the same form in the back, and it just kind of evolves. So the vehicle they have, brand new for 2023, I think probably is going to fall in that category. While the exterior isn't quite as radical, the interior is. And it really nods at both the past and the future. And I think it's really well done. Let's go over a look at the 2023 BMW 760i. It's not this car's butt, but rather its face. That's probably to be the most radical design cue. But I'm really starting to kind of like it. You know, they started this large twin kidney grille on the 8 Series, also on the 4 Series and some other models, of course the big SUVs. But I think it works really well on this great big giant sedan. So I'm kind of growing to like it a lot. This has the shadow line trim, which is all the black plastic. It also has the M Sport line. So it's got the big 20-inch wheels, you can see the brake calipers, and it just looks a little sportier. So I think I really like what they've done. But I also like, you know, the headlamps, why they've done that. It's actually LEDs down here, with the driving lights above. But it gives it a really squinty, kind of evil look, a little sinister, almost like Batman might drive it. So I really like that. I like the two-tone paint. Again, kind of a nod back to the classic era where cars had two-tone paint. And I like that they brought that back. You can see all the black trim, again, shadow line. I mean, it's just silly, right? But I love it. I love it's there. I love you can do it. Press a button, door closes itself. Both doors do that. Again, who needs a chauffeur where you can just press one button and open your own door? Come around the back. Again, they've really just tried to make this car a little edgier, a little more streamlined. Narrower tail lamps, the little spoiler on the back, quad exhaust outlets down below. And with the two-tone paint, it kind of breaks up the size of the car. And I just think it looks really good and works out really well. Well, the comfortable place to ride may be in the back, but the front is certainly not the cheap seats. I love these big chairs. Again, these are massage seats, heated and ventilated, very nice. And there is leather on them too, so everything's just very well done. I like the carbon fiber trim up here. There is an iDrive controller to control the infotainment screen for navigation and audio and phone and all that stuff. You have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so easy connect, all wireless. Wireless phone charger here. And like I said, there's also one in the back console. Easy to get to the climate controls. So I like all this. I think it looks really good and it's very easy to use. But you're talking about some of the futuristic stuff on this car. There really are not many buttons and knobs here. There are some for the iDrive, but everything else is pretty much flat panel. And that's okay. You can adjust the climate control vents here. There's even a touch place for the glove compartment. There's actually not a button for that, but it works out good. And this has a full suite of crash avoidance systems. It has adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot warning, rear cross path detection, everything you need to keep yourself safe out on the road. I will say the car is pretty complicated to drive when you first get going. I mean, there's a system for everything in this car. I mean, audio's got a whole system, the phone, everything does. But it's really pretty well managed through here. Again, you kind of just go to the screens that you need, you touch into it, and then you got full control for everything in that. So, you know, one of the things I want to do, we're sitting in the back, we had the screen on. I want to open all the blinds, but you can do that all from one area. The doors, you can control those, so it works out really well. And like I said, you can connect, you know, through wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto too. I also like the instrument cluster. I like the speedometer, I like the heads-up display, I like the little art piece here, it's all really cool. So down here, put it in drive. On our way. So the passengers in the back seat obviously are going to have a very comfortable ride, but I think they're really missing out because you're going to find me sitting in this seat if this is my car. First of all, it's got 4-wheel steering, easy to maneuver it. They just turn like this, you back right in and out just like it's a compact car. Also feels very stable on the highway, but it does not feel like a great big giant car that's essential limousine. It's very easy to drive. This has the adaptive suspension, so again, it pretty much erases all the rough road. But it also just wafts down the highway, and if you put it into a corner, again, the steering feels tight, the suspension just digs right in, and it's a, you know, for the size and heft of this car, it's really pretty agile. Under the hood is another part of the car that I really like. So it has a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, delivers 536 horsepower. Car does 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. So again, great big giant car, all-wheel drive, gets all the power to the road, no problem there. Has an 8-speed automatic transmission. This does have a 48-volt light hybrid system, so it's got regenerative braking, it's got some battery assist a little bit going through town, and a little bit of extra power when you're really stepping on the throttle. So fuel economy is surprisingly good for a car this big. 18 miles per gallon in the city, 26 on the highway. So again, a great big car, 4 people aboard, people are watching their movies in the back, driver's comfortable, and you're still getting 26 miles per gallon out there with tons of power to spare. So it's really been an enjoyable car this week, and I hate to say I'd be really sad to sit in the back the entire way on a drive and not get to drive it. So the last big thing you probably want to know is, how much does all this cost? Well, the base price for a 760 is $113,600. This one, everything on it, the executive package and all, $162,045. So if you're used to owning a private plane, this probably won't be that expensive to you, but it is a very pricey car. But again, I don't think most customers for this car are going to be all that surprised about that price. And if you can afford it, I think you'll be absolutely delighted in owning it. Well, next week we're having another fun car. Until then, storm forward.